Hillary Clinton sat down with the BBC in Berlin this weekend and did something she has done 1,000 times before. She answered questions. She defended herself. She went on the offensive. But this time felt different. This time, the shadow of Jeffrey Epstein loomed larger than ever, and the former Secretary of State had nowhere to hide. Let's start with what we actually know from that interview. Hillary Clinton accused the Trump administration of deliberately slow-walking the release of thousands of pages of Epstein-related documents. She demanded the files be made public immediately, telling the BBC, "Get the files out. They are deliberately slow-walking it." She also confirmed that she and her husband, former President Bill Clinton, will testify before the House Oversight Committee on February the 26th and 27th. This is historic. No former president has testified before Congress since Gerald Ford in 1983. Here is where it gets complicated. The Clintons' decision to testify came only after the Republican-controlled House prepared to vote on criminal contempt charges that could have sent them to jail. For weeks, they ignored legal summonses. Now they are cooperating. Hillary's message was clear. "We have nothing to hide," she told the BBC. "We have repeatedly called for the full release of these files. We believe sunlight is the best disinfectant." But here is the question that lingers. If there is nothing to hide, why did it take the threat of jail time to get the Clintons to show up? The interview took an interesting turn when Hillary was asked about Prince Andrew. Her response was sharp and immediate. "I think everyone who is asked to testify should testify." She made it clear she wants fairness, meaning if she has to sit before Congress, so should the Duke of York. Andrew himself has faced renewed pressure. Former UK Business Secretary Vince Cable called for an investigation into Andrew's time as trade envoy, alleging he may have passed confidential reports to Epstein. Thames Valley Police are now reviewing the allegations. The White House fired back at Hillary's accusations. In a statement, they claimed, by releasing thousands of pages of documents and cooperating with the Oversight Committee subpoenas, the Trump administration has done more for victims than the Democrats ever did. Let's look at what is actually in those files. The recent release includes images of Bill Clinton in a hot tub with Ghislaine Maxwell and an unidentified individual. Names like Donald Trump and Michael Jackson appear hundreds of times, but appearing in a document is not proof of wrongdoing. The Clintons point to this repeatedly. Hillary argues the entire congressional inquiry is a distraction from Trump's own connections to Epstein. Trump's name appears in the files more than 200 times. He has consistently denied any wrongdoing and claims he cut ties with Epstein years ago. Here is the uncomfortable truth for everyone involved. There are no clean hands in this story. Epstein built a network that touched powerful people across party lines, across borders, across decades. Democrats flew on his planes. Republicans partied at his homes. Royals posed for photographs with his girlfriend. Now Congress wants answers. The public wants accountability. And two former presidents, one living and one dead, are caught in the middle. Hillary Clinton stood before the BBC cameras with the confidence of someone who has survived decades of political warfare. She made her case. She attacked her opponents. She demanded transparency. But the footage from that interview will sit alongside other footage, the grainy images of her husband in a hot tub, the flight logs, the court documents that name names and raise questions. And the question for viewers, for voters, for anyone paying attention, is simple. What do we actually believe? The files are coming out slowly, piece by piece. The testimony is scheduled. The political theater is underway. By this time next month, we may know more. Or we may know nothing new at all. Sunlight is the best disinfectant, Hillary said. She is right about that. Now we wait to see if the sun actually rises.